Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. A recent video, actually, I thought it might, but it stirred up a little controversy. I wanted to go over this just to help somebody else in the future. Am I right? I don't know. It makes perfect sense to me, and I'm sure people will weigh in and they'll do some investigating and they'll tell me whether I'm right or wrong. But anywho, I'm going to say that a lot of us have been hooking up RV batteries wrong. And if you've been doing it for a long time, maybe you've been doing it wrong for a long time. If you've been doing it a short time, you've been doing it wrong a short time. Like I said, am I absolutely right? Probably not. I think it's more right than the way I've been doing it. This all stems from that video where I watched Tony hooking up some batteries in an RV, and I think he's exactly right. If you haven't seen their channel yet, it's Your Friends in the RV Business. Go check them out. Now, just let me tell you how I've done it all these years. Now, if I have an RV that has one 12-volt battery, the RV positive goes to the positive on the battery. RV negative goes to the negative. All right, let's say customer said, hey, one battery is not enough. Can you add another battery? Sure. So, you know, we'd probably discuss that up front. I would bring a battery with me, and I would, wherever I bought the battery, I'd buy two like 18-inch cables. Bring them with me. And this is how I would do it. I would add the battery. Let me do this side. I know, creaky floor. I would add the second battery, and I would just hook it up negative, negative, positive, positive. That makes, don't do it the opposite way. Don't ever go positive to negative, negative, positive, unless you know what you're doing. Because if you do that with two 12-volt batteries, you're going to end up with 24 volts going in your coach. Not good. Not good at all. But anyway, that's how I would do it. All right, and according to that video that Tony did, you know, that really just makes this battery a slave to this battery. And it just clicked. You know, the old hillbilly brain, an old rusted gear started turning, and it's like, that makes perfect sense. And because now here's how you should do it, I think, because like I say, what Tony said made perfect sense. You'll have your RV positive, doesn't matter either way, but your RV positive will be on one battery, your negative from the RV will be on the other. That makes the electrons flow through both batteries. Like I said, it made perfect sense to me when he said it. And you old techs out there, think about something that I thought about since that video. How many of you all have changed a big battery bank, like in a big motorhome, big Class A motorhome? You know, you might have 4, 6, 8, 10, either 6-volt batteries or 12-volt batteries, okay? Now, 6-volt batteries, that's where you want to go positive, negative, positive, negative. That makes it a 12-volt system at the end. But anyway, have you ever worked on a bus, you know, that looks like it's still factory, hasn't been fiddled with, that wasn't wired this way? You know, usually your battery's in a big tray. You pull the tray out, your coach positive will be on one corner of that battery bank, and the coach negative will be on the opposite corner. So it's energizing all the batteries, exciting all the batteries at the same time. No battery's a slave to the other battery. Am I right? Or am I wrong on that point? So I think if that's how they do it in these big Class A motorhomes, big buses, I think that's probably what we would call in the RV business a clue. No, that's what they call it in the police business. I think we call it a clue as well. Don't you? So, you know, that's all I got on these. Let me go grab something real quick. I got something to show you. I got that board for that Lippert leveling system. And man, I really hope this thing fixes that leveling system. Do I have my doubts? I do a little bit. It was just doing weird things when we were trying to diagnose it. And even the guy from Lippert's like, this is doing weird things. He said, I'm just going to have to call the board bad. And I like, well, I'm agreeing with you. And the customer's like, yep, I'm agreeing with you. So I don't know. I really, I really hope this fixes it, because that ain't a cheap part. And you know what the funny thing is? I wish y'all could smell it. Smell it. It smells burnt up. You know that very distinctive electronic burn up smell? Smell it again. I swear, when I pulled it out of the box, it's like, ooh, that thing smells burned up. I hope it ain't. I really hope this fixes our issue. So I have to go do this in the next couple days. So I will report back. Another upcoming job. Until a few weeks ago, I had never heard of a BAL exact slide. Didn't know it existed. You know what? I got 2 of them to work on. I went to BAL's website, which I highly suggest, and I will say it in the video when I do work on these rooms. Don't take my word for anything on a BAL slide room. Go to their website, available to the public. Anybody can watch it. Tells you, you know, how to work on those rooms, how to adjust them, and you know, that's exactly what I did, because I had never dealt with a BAL exact slide. Funny thing was, I watched a video, one of their videos, and he was adjusting the cables, and he was telling you know that they've got to be really, really close to exactly right. And he would adjust the bottom cable, and he'd go twing, twing, twing. He's like, you know, see, that sounds like a banjo. And then he would do the top cable, which is half the pressure of the bottom cable, go thunk, 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 sound like a bass. So then I watched more videos while I was on their website, and then they used this fancy Dan tool. It is a cable, a tension gauge. Okay, so you put this on your cable, and then you hook this plastic part on your cable, and then you let it go, and it tells you exactly. This meter right here tells you how much tension's on that cable. So I thought, oh, cool, a little pricey for the tool, but apparently the BAL exact slides, the cables need to be exact. What am I trying to say? The BAL exact slides, the cables have to be adjusted exactly. Maybe that's where they come up with the name. I don't know. But, so I got the gauge. Because when I do the empty rooms, they're going to be adjusted exactly right. So I do like to do good work. So, you know, sometimes you got to have an expensive tool to do good work. Now I found this on Amazon. There's the name of the company. I will put this in my Amazon store if any of y'all out here want to purchase one of these. I think it's like 169 bucks. So, you know, like I said, I told you it's a little pricey for a tool that maybe I'll use 2 times. I don't know, maybe we're going to start seeing more of these exact slides too. I don't know. Because I got other things. Because one of those had another failure, and the other one might have another failure if we don't hurry up and get the cables adjusted. But yeah, that's my take on these batteries. I really think this is the correct way to do it. Does it matter? I don't know. But in my mind, my old rusted up hillbilly mind, this makes perfect sense. And thank you, Tony, for pointing it out to me. And maybe I heard somewhere along the line that this is the way you should do it, and I just forgot too. I don't know. Hard to say. When you get my age, you know, you don't know what you've forgotten. and what you just don't know. So I know what y'all need to do. Get down in that comment section. Leave me a comment, a criticism, a concern. I'm going to edit this video, and y'all have a fantastic day.